Hi, welcome back to my video blog. In my last blog, I really discussed various factors to address in terms of evaluation and reflection in a distance learning or hybrid course, really which works well in the form of a 10-point rubric. Now, when you do get to the evaluation and reflection portion of evaluating a course or a unit, a teacher can certainly discover that there are some pitfalls, some things that just didn't work. And of course, that can be discouraging, especially after you've spent an enormous amount of time designing and implementing something. So I really think it's important to keep in mind that distance and hybrid learning is not easy. It certainly can present challenges. And even though the benefits for students are clear, I don't want to ignore the sort of elephant in the room. So to put it simply, it takes work. In their publication called Changing Course, 10 Years of Tracking Online Education in the United States, authors Elaine Allen and Jeff Seaman really talk about the rigorous demands that it puts on a teacher. And they say that it takes more time to teach an online course than it does the exact same course in a classroom setting. So I think it's important that we do keep that in mind. I really think that a common misconception is that distance learning courses are just simply uploaded to the web, and that it's just information that's put on the internet and that students rarely come into contact with the teacher and the other students in the course, and that really those students just simply submit their assignments and it's one thing done. And really, from personal experience and research, that's just not the case. So if you think that's the case, it's not. Distance learning, again, whether it's in a completely online format or a hybrid format or blended mode design, it's really challenging. It's interactive and it's complex. I think complex is really a good way to explain it. Just like face-to-face learning, really, because those are the same scenarios that we really encounter in any kind of face-to-face situation. It's not simple. There's complexity that's involved in it. Allen and Seaman also say that academic leaders see a push for greater efficiency and cost-saving intentions disappearing as schools really are pushing forward to meet all of these demands for high-quality learning programs, really distance learning programs. So whereas the goal for efficiency and cost saving was there, it's really, again, starting to disappear as we have more and more students who want this online learning opportunity. So there really is a really big need for distance learning teachers and course developers as well. A second important point that I would like to highlight is really the connection with a need for discipline with distance learning, and especially when it's implemented in a K-12 setting. I think anyone who's taken an online course would agree that it's a lot of work. It just takes work ethic and discipline on the part of the student who's enrolled in that online or hybrid learning scenario. You have to be able and willing and want to do the work. There's not always someone there giving you a constant deadline as to what you need to do. And again, it's really that whole sort of student-driven, student responsibility aspect that comes into play here. Let me see. Authors Picano, Seaman, Shea, and Swan say high school students now have more opportunities for online learning, but really one of the big concerns, connecting to what I just said, is that administrators are concerned that those students, particularly in the high school area, where they are expected to do much of the work on their own, might not have the maturity. They might not have the skills that really are needed to succeed in those courses. So again, that could be a big challenge that would lie ahead. I'm sure I'm not the only one who's read rumors that distance learning or hybrid learning degrees can sometimes be seen as barriers in terms of education or job placement, so higher education or job placement, and perhaps even that some of those online degrees can cause confusion when it comes to, again, attaining higher education or even a job. Author Devin Haney writes about in her New York Times article that some of the blame for these sentiments can be placed on what she calls diploma mills. She describes them as online, unaccredited programs known for offering a degree to anyone with a full wallet. Okay, so our challenge then as educators who may be looking to use those LMSs and use challenge-based learning and other types of technologies in an online or hybrid or blended mode is to prove to post-secondary education institutions and employers that we can offer distance learning and online learning courses to benefit students who will have an impact on our global society, that these types of courses and units can be successful and they are not diploma mills. I really think that as educators we need to fight back and embrace these potential challenges when it comes to distance and hybrid learning. After all, as educators, it really is our duty to provide learners, particularly for what I'm addressing, students who are 9 through 12 CTE students, really sort of arm them with an education that's going to propel them forward to succeed. And I really do believe that we can do this by driving our online learning, hybrid type courses to benefit the students and really fostering what I'm going to call digital wisdom, and that is the topic of my next video blog. So I hope you'll join me to learn more about this tactic that can really push our success in an online learning format forward.